Jerry Lane Enterprises and Courtesy Motors present Paradise, Louisiana. With Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Dimco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Pro Drive Outboards. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana. And Rouse's Markets. You're either local or you're not.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana, a July edition of Paradise, Louisiana. And here you see me, we're at Rouse's. Martin Luther King Boulevard in Homer, Louisiana. I think they call it store number 6. We're supposed to have a guest, but believe it or not, these Rouse's people are very busy. Donnie is getting ready for the Grand Isle Rodeo, being the president. He was supposed to be here, but he's taking care of business, and let them take care of business because they've been one of the great sponsors of Paradise, Louisiana. If we hurry up and get through, I see them cooking. We're sitting here in the kitchen, or the cooking area, the eating area, and here we are, Rouse's again, store number 6 in Homer, Louisiana. By the way, there's 4 stores here because we got here a little late trying to pick out the right one. So you notice Donna's not here today. Don's on assignment or having fun, and either one is good for him. He's in Texas, and he'll be back. And then, by the way, he ain't gonna be back long, and then he's gonna be headed to his Alaska trip, his Cajun invasion in Alaska. Sitting here where we ought to be eating pretty soon. We've got a busy show. I'm gonna do it by myself. It's always like that lonesomest place on the water. It's called Bayou Self. You ever been to Bayou Self? That's the loneliest place on the water. Well, that's what I feel like. I'm by myself today. Got Chris here keeping me straight. So y'all stay tuned because we got a lot coming up. The introduction like I just gave you, thanks to Ronnie over here. He had us all set up when we got here. Don is going to be in Hopedale fishing over there, and he got a good fishing report. They got Gary Krause and me doing a little bass fishing trip last week. Right after we did that one in Stephenville, we were fishing in around Grand Lake and then by Pigeon. So we got us catching a few bass and talked to Gary a little bit how he fishes that. We got a bunch of fishing reports. I made a little trip and just take some pictures, taking some kids out at my new camp in Salt Bayou, not far from the Wrigley's on Highway 433. The more I go there, the more I love it. And everybody tells me just be patient. The fish are going to turn on. Right now, they're not turned on, but it's just giving me time to get my camp straight. So I made a little trip and rode around and had some, my nephews with me, Kirk Risponi, and he had his girlfriend and some of their kids, and we enjoyed it. They got to see. The only trouble is we had to go real slow. There's no wake zone right there around that, so, but we had a lot of time to take some pictures, so we'll show you some of that. We got some more of the Elmer's Island interviews and a little bit more at Grand Isle. And by the way, there's so many things coming up, and the news reports right now, we got 4 tournaments coming up in 2 weekends that we're probably going to try to cover all of them. Remind y'all again, that Donnie Rouse is the president of the rodeo. So there's so many things. If you're coming down to the rodeo, just look us up. You'll see me there. They're going to have crab races. They're going to have dance. They're going to have music. And you're bound to see Donnie there all over. The weigh-in, I'll probably be at the weigh-in station during the day. And then Chris Lecoq and Don Dubuque, they're going to be at Fort Pie. So you get to see all of them if you want to come visit. You go to our website and hear more of the news. We got the fishing report, the Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report, all coming you from here, Rouse's, Martin Luther King Boulevard in Homer, Louisiana.
Courtesy's got your truck, man, so get yourself a deal, man. Courtesy Automotive is one of the largest and most experienced automotive groups in the South. Courtesy is the clear choice for all your automotive needs. So whether you're looking for a Ford, a Chevrolet, a Ram, Toyota, or a GMC, Courtesy's got your truck.
A big truck, a small truck, Courtesy's got your truck, man.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
You good? You good? I'm just a decoy.
Nice fish. Welcome to one of the hot spots of the summer for speckled trout. Oh, man.
Find the bait. That's always the biggest key. I mean, right now they got plenty of shiners. You'll see shrimp scooting across the surface. You can find that. More than likely, you're going to find the fish. You know?
Prefer to fish islands over platforms right now?
Well, it's just, it all just really depends, to be honest with you. The weather's a big deal in it. We've been doing all right by the platforms, bigger fish, but not quite the numbers you're looking for, so we kind of revert back into fishing around the islands. You got to pick through a bunch of fish, but there's definitely plenty of numbers.
Nope. We're getting into the hottest time of the year. Does that affect the fish at all, or just the fishermen?
Just a fisherman, you know. I've caught them in the middle of the day, no rhyme or reason. There's no set in stone if they're gonna bite past 10 o'clock or not. If it's too hot, you never know. But you gotta go to know.
wants to come in on this side. Okay.
Hold him up.
A little bit better distance.
Usually about 2-3 foot under popping cork. Split shot most of the time. Some days you can get lucky and get away with not having a split shot, but it all really depends on how hard the tide's running or the wind's blowing, all kind of variables for you.
Croakers, live shrimp, plastics, or all of the above?
All of the above. If you can find the bait, some clean water, a little moving water, more than likely all of the above will work, you know. Croakers will catch you some larger fish, you know, you just gotta wait for them to take it.
Where'd it go? Red.
Isn't that difficult? Oh, we got in that time though.
On this side too. Better. Fishing in one of the hottest spots this spring and summer.
You know, Hopedale's always been a fine place to fish for trout, but this year, earlier in the year, they opened up the spillway, and I believe that had a lot to do with it because the river was high. So everything that came from the west side across Black Bay, the river was pushing through, and everything on the north side, as the spillway came through, was pushing through, put us right in the middle, kind of consolidated the fish in the middle, and it's been a fabulous year this year, you know. So it's just been a great year, that's all I can say.
Hasn't come up yet, Tom. Don't worry. There's a trout. There's a trout. Tom! Had me worried now, son. I didn't want to get any more confusing.
Entangulations and
You need to pour water on your arm. Too hot.
like I say, I gotta stay.
This one's about ready.
Caught his buddy with him, huh?
Oh yeah, good fat. I'll see.
The fall season should be fabulous because, I mean, the amount of small fish people are catching in the marsh, I mean, they're just everywhere. You know, every spot we stopped, we caught small fish. We caught a few keepers here and there, and then, you know, we found some nicer fish. But there's small fish everywhere, and that should make for a great fall.
Yep. We'll see if it's the same one if I get him in. Here he comes, Jonathan. All right, good deal. Redfish, speckled trout. It's worth the trip to Hopedale. Just get you some live bait. Look for the bait in the water along the grass lines, and you'll be in business.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Box combo, please.
At Raising Cane's, we do one thing, and we do it better than anyone else. So why not let our food do the talking?
Love in the window.
Raising Cane's, only the best chicken finger meals. One love.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, here at Rouse's in Homer, Louisiana. But let me tell you, I got to make a bass trip a couple of weeks ago with Steve, and then that afternoon I made a little trip with Gary Krause. Gary Krause took me over there, and we tried to shot a little video, and he shot me and I shot him. But we went some of the places we thought were going to be hot. We had a report from Wayne Tucker and them that they were catching fish in Grand Lake, so we ran there and we were fishing on the west side, and they were fishing spinnerbaits and buzzbait. Well, in the middle of the day, it didn't quite work out. So Gary and them started catching a few on plastics, and then we started fishing points, and I put a crankbait on, and right off the bat, we caught a good-sized barfish. And I said, oh, we might have some fun, because I caught a many a barfish in Grand Lake in my day when I used to fish it a lot. Didn't quite work out, you know. But what we did throwing that crankbait is right in where you go to swing shoot. Man, let me tell you what, they had some good fish hanging out there. So we caught a few good fish, might have been tournament fish later on, but it was a lot of fun. We learned a lot, but the water's going up and down, so we get mixed reports. I hear people catching fish. I hear people catching on the west side, catching sac-a-lait. There'll be more about that in the fishing report, but here's Gary Krause and I just jumping around the spillway. In fact, he made me late getting home. I almost missed another function. When you go with Gary Krause, you better get there early and stay late. Here's Gary Krause in the spillway out of Pigeon Landing. Ain't big, that's perfect.
Not like this morning.
Good fish. Good fish. Heavy fish. Heavy fish. Heavy fish. And it's a boar fish.
No, it ain't either. He's got a green stripe right down his back.
Look when it gives.
Sling.
Come on. It looks so much white.
I saw that green stripe.
You hit him in a gill. That's why he felt so big. He was going sideways. Yeah, we might have a bigger stringer. We might have a bigger stringer than them.
I told you.
Courtesy's got your truck, man, so get yourself a deal, man.
Courtesy Automotive is one of the largest and most experienced automotive groups in the South. Courtesy is the clear choice for all your automotive needs. So whether you're looking for a Ford, a Chevrolet, a Ram, Toyota, or a GMC, Courtesy's got your truck.
A big truck, a small truck, Courtesy's got your truck, man.
Hey, welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Here's Gary Rasponi again, all by himself. But let me tell you what, I made a trip down to my camp, and I spent a couple of days by myself, and then my nephew and them came over with his kids, with his girlfriend's kids. And look, let me tell you, I started to just take some pictures. I've never fished a whole lot in that area, but Salt Bayou and the Big Branch Wildlife Management Area, who I have a pier right across the road, Highway 433. I've never seen something so fishy, so bassy. It looks good. They got duck seed. They got hydrilla in some areas. They got coontail in some areas. The crabs right now is unbelievably, people are catching crabs. The commercial crabbers are coming up and down the road, up down the bayou and catching fish. And then I'm seeing people off the side of the bank, off their piers, putting out crab traps, putting out crab nets. My neighbor the weekend before caught 80 beautiful crabs. They weren't all real big, but they were all full. I even ate 3 or 4 while I was sitting there talking to them. There's so much to do in there, and I'm so excited about being there. But I still haven't figured out the bass. So if any of y'all people have fished that area, been fishing it, in Salt Bayou, where it dead ends or where it runs going toward the Wrigley's, they got them new lakes. You can see those big new houses coming up in another area. I'm really lost. I don't know that area. I'm gonna learn it, I promise you. But I started to take some pictures because they got some high dollar camps, and then they got camps like mine and the other ones. They're not so high dollar, but I love where I'm at. I'm gonna be a good neighbor to all y'all people in Slidell. But main thing I want to get on them bass. I know they catch brim right there off the pier. At night under the light, they're catching speckled trout, but they're all school trout. They're very small. You got to catch 5 to keep 2. So just look at some of this video and look at some of this music, and this is going to be my future home. Well, I'm going to be spending a lot of time, but you can bet Gary Rispone, as long as he's Paradise, Louisiana, is going to travel all over this beautiful state. Where are you from?
My name is Jody Mann, and I'm from
Central Louisiana.
We're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
It's not too late to join the 2016 CCA Star Tournament. Don't miss your chance to compete for over $500,000 in prizes. Boats, tackle packages, trips, and even cash. Over 25 divisions up for grabs. Whether you're young or old, fish inshore or offshore, they have one for you. Don't go fishing without your Star ticket. Register at ccastar.com now through Labor Day.
This is our love, this is our life, this is our home, Louisiana. This is our day.
Kids. Oh, they're starting out already.
Yeah.
Look at that little baby one. You gonna throw him back, or you gonna use him for bait?
I don't know what we're gonna do with that one.
Yeah.
We've got things to play with him for a
What's
little
your
while.
name? Where you from?
I'm Micah McCall from LaPlace, Louisiana. Where are you from?
Trevin McCall from Louisiana.
Where are you from?
Trevin McCall from Louisiana.
You're not Trevin, you're Avon.
Avon McCall from
From the McCall family, you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana.
Main Road, Central.
Scott Road, Central.
Now, how often y'all come to Amazon? Y'all been doing it all your life?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. What you like about Amazon? It's under construction now, but
I don't know. We just used to come all the time from when I was little to now. I mean, it was different then because you used to camp out here, and I remember you used to stop at the front and pay and all that, but it's different, but I like it.
What about you?
What's not to like about it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking
that's
about.
true.
Tell me your name and where you from.
Aaron McLeod from Houma.
Jake Corley from Houma. Joel McLeod from Houma.
How often y'all come to Elmer's Island?
Sir?
How often y'all come to Elmer's Island?
Oh, about twice a year. like it.
What you like most about Elmer's Island?
Fishing.
Fishing?
Lance Jewell live in Prairieville, Louisiana.
Prairieville, y'all around the house.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. Well, what's your name?
Watson.
Braxton? Boy, look. Who put that kite together? They got the right amount of tail and everything.
I don't know.
Did nobody put that for you? Who, your daddy or your grandpa? Who did that?
These are my cousin.
Did what?
My cousin.
Oh.
My daddy's at home.
That's good. Hold it tight.
And we were going to the beach at Elmer's Island.
My name is Rebecca Becky Haley, and I'm from Houma, Louisiana. And
Becky, you was telling me about been coming out since you were a girl. What you like about Elmer's Island and what you hoping for now that they're redoing it?
Well, I hope we get to come out here more often, and I hope my family comes. Whenever we were growing up, my mom and dad would take us, and we had a huge family. My mom had a huge family. All of her family would come, and we had cousins galore. And we would come out here and just spend the day. We would swim on one side and catch crabs on the other side. It was just awesome.
It's the summer of sizzle at the all-new Honda of Covington Power Sports. The #7 power sports dealer in the nation. Get sizzling savings on a huge selection of Honda ATVs, side-by-sides, generators, and mowers. Right now, buy the Honda 4Trax Rancher for $37.99. $37.99 delivers the 4Trax Rancher. Plus, the Honda of Covington Power Sports Service Center is ready to keep your Honda running longer. Come on and find your happy Honda place at the all-new Honda of Covington Power Sports.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Welcome to the Flambeau Outdoor News segment of Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, I think our news time this week probably best spent with a little boating safety. We have had a number of fatalities that took place within a 3 or 4 week span. Seemed like just when you hear about one, there'd be another one coming on. This is on the heels of National Safe Boating Week, when the U.S. Coast Guard auxiliaries showed up and they were giving free boating safety checks. It seems like when these things come, they come in bunches. And it just brings to mind you got to be careful out there. And some of these investigations by the department are still going on, and there is suspicion that alcohol was involved in more than one of them.
But every one of them, these people drowned with no life preserver. In other words, no legal life preserver, PFC, whatever you want to call them. PF what?
PFD. Personal Flotation Device.
PFC, now, that's a plastic.
That's a rank in the Army, yeah.
No, but Don, you know that's that. And even among ourselves, we go with a lot of captains, okay? Some captains will insist that you put your jacket on. I'm talking about inshore captains, you know, fishing, running bay boats and stuff, and they run a lot of shallow water. But you know, if you fall out of a boat, you hit your head, you might be in 4 inches of water. We should do it. And a lot of them do it. But since I've been on TV, not to be phony, but I got one of those light jackets and I wear it and I try to encourage it. The law states that anybody under 12, when the boat is running, have to have a personal flotation device doing it. You got to have them handy, you got to have throw cushions. Some of the things that they teach is common sense, thinking. The older we get, I know I'm not that good a swimmer. We do a lot of traveling in the wintertime. You yourself, you told me lately, you very seldom don't put your life preserver on. So what's going to change it? I hate laws that make people protect themselves. Protecting a kid with you, but I was always against laws that make people protect themselves, just even with the helmets and stuff. But they save lives. and they save money for people that taxpayers' money sometimes. So what's your take on that?
Well, I think the only thing that's going to do it is if they would eventually pass a law. In the case of professional guides, they might think they're going to lose business if they force their customers to wear a life jacket. Maybe they won't go with them next time if they get somebody that objects to that. It's still a matter of common sense, you know, and it's up to the individual. You know, we live in a country with freedoms, and if you want to be free to not be able to save your life if you get involved in an accident. I mean, accidents happen, equipment fails. Drunk boaters, just like drunk drivers, can put you in the water into a bad situation where you're injured. Cold water, we know that, hypothermia, the effects of that. I think we are seeing more and more people wearing PFDs. There's been an effort to make those more comfortable. I think one of the things is where do you put it when you're getting ready to fish and you're making a lot of stops and moves. You know, boat space is at a premium as far as your lockers. Where do you put them? How can you get to them quickly when you need them? Chris Lecoq, when we went down, he was impressed on a trip down to Fouchon where they had them in a very prominent place, where they were easy to get. You slip it on. When the boat stops to fish, you slip it off. All that comes into play, but unless they pass a law and make it mandatory, I don't think you're going to see everyone starting to wear them.
Well, it's just like the seatbelt. Everybody say, well, wear a seatbelt. I wouldn't get in. It's automatic. Put the seatbelt on the car.
Look how that's turned. You know, it was a hassle at first.
Oh.
Now it's second nature. You put that seatbelt on, you don't pay any attention to it. At least I don't.
I don't either. And as you said, and it definitely saves lives. You know, you get trouble wrecks that probably won't do any good or if you drown. But I'm going to tell you this. It is the hardest thing to get across to yourself. I can remember when we were younger, you wouldn't think about throwing something out of a car or doing this, but when I was Citizen Service Director East Baton Rouge Parish, and the little problems we had, you couldn't get me through a bubble gum wrap out a window right now. In fact, when I see somebody do it, I'll tell them something. Things change, but I think that's one thing needs to be changed into the better. And then the news we bring to you probably won't be bad because, like Don says, we had a lot of deaths. One of them even frogging, you know. So, fall out.
Be careful out there. Use a lot of common sense. And in my book, alcohol and water definitely doesn't mix. We'll be back with the Abu Garcia Fishing Report right here on Paradise, Louisiana.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
Welcome to the Flambeau Outdoors News Report. And let me tell you what, there's so many news right now coming out of wildlife and fisheries. They got an August 12th deadline set for the lottery dove hunts around the state. And I'm going to have to read them off to you because the lottery hunts, like I said, that deadline. And if I give you wrong information, if you want to clarify this, you just got to get in touch with the Wildlife and Fisheries. You can call the main office at 225-765-2359, and they'll transfer you, or you can go to their website, WLF, wildlifeandfisheries.la.gov. Now, if anything you get from me and it don't quite sound accurate, if you want to get a clarification, you get in touch with them. Also, now they got young hunters aged 10 to 17 can apply for deer, waterfowl, and squirrel hunts on various wildlife management areas. The deer hunts on various wildlife management areas are scheduled for Buckhorn, Dewey Wills, Floyd Ward, McElroy, Richard, Yancey, Sherburne Wildlife Management, Salt Bayou, Pierre, Russell Sage, and Sherburne Wildlife Management areas will hold waterfowl hunts, and our special squirrel hunts will be held at McElroy. Wildlife Management Area, again, rules and restrictions, hunt dates, application deadlines are listed on the application forms. Again, you get them from the Wildlife and Fisheries, get them on the website, or you can call them and they'll probably send them to you. Anyone or all waterfowl hunters can apply for duck and goose lottery hunts on Sherburne and Bayou Pierre Wildlife Management Area. Specific hunts, dates, rules, regulations, application deadlines are all listed on application forms. So they got physically challenged hunts coming up, the same place as Floyd Ward, McElroy, Sabine Wildlife Management Area, along with waterfowl hunts at Russell Sage and Wildlife Management areas. Hunts will be screened by the hunters, enriching lives of people, help organizations for determined eligibility for the McElroy Wildlife Management and Russell Sage. So if you got any questions in them, you just get in touch with the Wildlife and Fisheries Office in Baton Rouge. Now, we got so many tournaments coming up right now. I wanted to tell y'all the closest one coming up right now is the 3rd annual Ladies Cocoa Classic down at Cocodrie. You also got the Salty Catch coming. This is the inaugural tournament coming out of Lake Charles. You find out most called Salty Catch. You can call and talk to them at Cajun Tackle to give you more information right now if you're watching this. By the way, that's all this weekend, so don't fool around. That's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get the special times. Call them over there. The Big Daddy Grand Isle Rodeo is July 28th to the 30th. What you got to know about the Grand Isle Tarpon Rodeo? Just be there and remind y'all that one of our good sponsors and one of the big families that supports outdoors, he supports the CCA, Star Tournament, Rouse's. Right here in their home territory, Thibodaux and Homer. Come look me up, come look Ronnie up, and thank them for all they do. That's July, Grand Isle Rodeo. That's what we call a Mardi Gras. The summertime Mardi Gras. And Grand Isle Rodeo, do not forget it, and you come see me. Then also, Chris and Don are going to be at the Fort Powell Rodeo. And that's in the same weekend down in Venice Marina. That's all I can look up, and that's all I can figure. And thanks again. That's the Flambeau Outdoors News Report.
At Rouse's, we love food as much as you do. That's why it's no surprise our chefs aren't the only cooks who work here. Rouse's butchers know how to select, trim, and cook every cut we sell. Of course, our produce experts are the very best in the field.
And on the field.
And you can always count on our seafood department for the best catch.
Heads up, Brandon.
The best quality and the best price is why the best chefs and cooks
shop and work at Rouse's.
It's the summer of sizzle at the all-new Honda of Covington Power Sports. The #7 power sports dealer in the nation. Get sizzling savings on a huge selection of Honda ATVs, side-by-sides, generators, and mowers. Right now, buy the Honda 4Trax Rancher for $37.99. $37.99 delivers the 4Trax Rancher. Plus, the Honda of Covington Power Sports Service Center is ready to keep your Honda running longer. Come on and find your happy Honda place at the all-new Honda of Covington Power Sports.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And guys, let me tell you, the fish are biting everywhere. Everywhere our people calling me, telling me about, or calling me, you ought to be here, you ought to see what we're catching. The biggest thing right now is when the wind lays down, I'm gonna start out in the west. Now, Big Lake right now, my brothers and them were down there during the 4th of July. When the wind lay down, they had a great night catching lemons off their pier, under the lights, and a lot of people are fishing at night. A lot of people waiting at night in Big Lake, fishing topwater bait, and it's unbelievable the size of the trout they are catching. So now, moving back this way, I talked to Captain Steve Smith. Vermilion is about to turn on. You know that river's been going up and down. It's going to benefit us because the weather's going to get a little cooler in September. And he says it ought to carry all the way through October. So y'all people in Vermilion Bay, if you want to go out there and fish the reefs right now, You're catching fish, but it's not as hot as it's going to be. So just keep that in mind. Moving back, Cocodrie is one of the hottest baits going. Everybody I talked to catching fish in Cocodrie, I talked to Andre Boudreau. He said all the boats going in and out. By the way, he was at a softball tournament. I was trying to get him to come over here and be a guest and tell us exactly how they're fishing. But Gary Krause went over there with Tony. Tony Fontenot, you know, the guy with Cass and Cajuns, they were over there and they were filming and seeing everything. They're catching them all over. They catch them on voodoo shrimp. And any kind of shrimp-colored baits they're coming out, whether you're using Deadly Dudleys, all the other baits out there they were catching. And by the way, they still catch them on Gulp. And if you're fishing in there in certain areas and they got flounders, don't forget that Gulp. Either the shrimp color, the new penny, they're catching flounder, big fish. Down and around the Wrigley's right now, some of the biggest things I know, the flounder are being caught with Gulp or live bait or cockerel minnows. A lot of people fish cockerel minnows around the Wrigley's and all up in that area. The fish I'm talking about, the Wrigley's or where I'm at, most of them coming from Lake Bourne. But the bass are the best thing. Even if fishing a wall, wherever they fishing their Mystico, the bass is turned on. Chalmette right now is one of the hottest places for bass. Fishing the moist. And boys I'm talking about, over there I got a report from Anthony McWillie and then boys cutting my grass. He was over there fishing. They caught 30 trout, but they caught about 40 bass. And they kept their 30 bass. Over there, 3 of them, but it's just unbelievable the bass that are being cast in the moist. And talking about moist, Bayou Black, I just talked to the guys over here that fish Bayou Black, Lake Verret area, all the areas, Bayou Black, Bluebird Canal, all of them in there, catching the tide moving. They're catching them on frogs. They're catching them on Blanca-lure, tight baits, buzz baits. That's where they catch them. Even in the middle of the day, if the tide is moving, they're throwing them up and finding that grass, running that buzz bait, making me plumb envious to catch fish on a buzz bait right now, this time of year, so the marshes. Anyway, I tell you about, you know, Toledo Bend or high. I've been getting reports from people catching limits to sac-a-lait. So big it's unbelievable, taking pictures and send them. Fishing them at night, going with the guides, call your guides. You got a favorite guide down there, call a Sabine, Tourist Thursdays, and ask them for names of guides. If you want to go catch them and fish in the cool part of the day, now's the time to go there and fish. You can fish at night or you can get an early start. Even if people fish in the spillway down in the Verret area, they're getting out early. They're getting out before daylight, fishing about 9:30, 10 o'clock, coming in, looking for the shad. So all the fish. Now, Gary Krause sending me something. He said Saturday in Cocodrie, they had limits. Most everybody but 200 spick bull reds on top water. Can you imagine that? They're going out and fishing, catching bull reds on top water. Tuesday south at Venice, that's the hottest place I can tell you right now for bass. South of Venice, I've been getting some reports of trout, but I don't know exactly where they're catching the trout. Don't want to exactly tell you right now. And you call me and say, Gary, you sent me down there, you sent me the main pass. I don't know where they're catching the trout, but I bet you if you call Venice Marina and ask them or get one of them guides out of Venice Marina, call the Charter Boat Association, get you a guide and go down there and doing it. I do know that things ain't been real good. You saw Don and them catching something over there at Brent Sound Marina. They're catching some fish over there and they're finding them trout. I don't know how many big trout, but Venice right now, somebody's catching trout, but the hottest thing is bass. All around Pass of Lutra, down in the wildlife management area. You got to be sure what you're doing when you're running, you're in the right areas too. By the way, there's been a lot of boats running aground out there, and sandbars all in Octave Pass. You got to know where you're doing, and always remember, take the wide turns. That's the deepest part. Try not to cut no corners right there because you run on sandbar and you'll spend the night or tear your boat up. So the hottest bait been a cream lure, swim bait, the same kind of bait you can buy in every kind of, but the cream bait, the cream colors, the green colors was the key. That's where it's coming from Gary Krause. So coming up with full moon, it said trout are leaving the bays and headed to the passes. Brown shrimp, brown screw. The voodoo shrimp that people talking about, best color has been a brown shrimp under a cart. So Offshore, another hot one. My grandson and them, and my future, I guess you call him my grandson-in-law, they went out there and with their bachelor party fishing offshore, limits of snapper, catching limits of mangrove, catching a few big other fish, other things, lemon fish. So everything out there was going offshore. Anybody that's offshore is yours, wait till the weather's white and head to Grand Isle of Venice. That's all I can tell you right now. Before we get out of this fishing report, let me report some great tournaments. And kids tournaments are just coming out, and also the high school tournaments that are growing so big in Louisiana. The ALBC District 6 Youth Tournament was held on June 4th at La Frontier Park in Metairie, and another successful trip. They had prediction of bad weather, but they guys hung it out. The weather was perfect. It had over 90 youths, and then they caught a lot of fish, a lot of pictures of what went on. I want to thank to those guys at Eagle Call Bass Club for taking care of us and sending. And thank you for thanking us. Neil Whitney and all y'all guys over there. What a great success y'all have been over there, and keep them tournaments going. And anytime Paradise, Louisiana can be part of it, just give us a holler, report the tournament, and thank you for sending us the results. A lot of people asked us to run their tournament, advertise them, then they never let us know how it came out. And now here we go again. We got the Junior Southwest Bassmasters had their club tournament out of Bell River Landing, and listen at some of these weights and places. The results are as following. 15 to 18 age group, Alex Hines again out of Denham Springs placed first. He had 10.515 bass. Second place was Evan Matty from Greenville Springs, Louisiana, 9.3. He had 5 bass. And then third place was Dylan King from Denham Springs, 8.95. Big bass was Evan Matty out of Greenville Springs with 2.8. Again, first place, 11 to 14 age group was Hanson Cheney from Walker, 11.7. That's 5 bass. And second place was Connor Rushing from Pride at 11 pounds. Look, these are some big catches. That's a 2-pound average coming out of there with these guys. Logan Guy from Walker, almost 11 pounds. They were so close in there, third place. Again, the big bass was Jacob Long from Denham Springs with 3.76. In the 7 to 10 age group, first place, Caleb Roblin, Denham Springs, 6.47. He had 5 bass. In second place with Caden Sellers from Denham Springs with 6.17 with 5 bass. And third place with Jack Vonado, Denham Springs. He had 2 bass with 2.38. Caleb Roblin had big bass at 2.6. The adult division, Larry Rush and Pride had 5 bass at 13.62. Cheney Walker, 11.70. And third place is Jared Galloway Walker in third place with 5 bass and didn't have no weight. Big fish, big bass, Larry Russian with 3.64. Thank you again to the Bows. Take care of me, keep them going. And most fish were caught on spinnerbaits and punching grass. There's them pictures. That's more from Junior Bassmaster, and that's more for the fish report here from Jubans. Stay tuned because we got a lot coming up. Don't forget, we'll be having a lot of fishing reports, and we'll have a lot of rodeo reports coming up. Dinah will be back next week. Until then, this is Gary Rasponi. Here we are, and one more time. Here we are, store number 6, Homer, Louisiana. Go shop Rouse's. Anywhere you go on the water, there's a Rouse's. Anywhere you go to South Louisiana, there's more than one Rouse's. That's what happened to us this morning while we were a little late. Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana.